What's up everybody, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video we are going to be talking about the best ways to modify your Subaru. Now I'm sure when you guys clicked on this video you already had an idea of what this video would be like, and I don't want to disappoint you guys, so let's just get it out of our system. Alright, so the first thing you're going to want to do to your Subaru, rally armor mud flaps. That way when you guys are hitting all those rally jumps, you're not going to get any rock chips on your cheap Subaru paint. Next thing you're going to want to do is add a bunch of stickers. Each sticker is between 5 to 10 horsepower. You want to get as many stickers on there so you can set all those Japanese ponies free. The next thing you're going to want to do is get yourself a roof rack, because when people see you're driving a Subaru, they're going to assume that you like the outdoors, so why not play to the stereotype? You're also going to want to make sure that you take all the useless stuff out of your glove box so you have plenty of room for all your vape stuff. The last thing you're going to want to do is get rid of the mufflers, because you're not a true Subaru owner until everyone can hear you start this bad boy up in the morning. So now that we got that out of our system, let's get on with the rest of the video. So let's say you just bought your Subaru. Most people don't have $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 to dump into their car right when they buy it. So say you only have $2,000. What are the best mods you can do for your money? The first thing I would suggest is, starting off in the cabin area here, is get yourself a short shifter. Now this car is fitted with the STI short shifter, which doesn't make honestly too big of a difference from the regular one, but a short shifter is a very inexpensive thing you can do to make the car feel dramatically different from what it does stock. Now the next thing I would suggest doing is an aftermarket exhaust, because driving this car from the factory, it just seems too quiet. Now this is a 2013, so all you 15 plus WRX guys, you are missing out on that boxer rumble, you know, unequal length headers, whatever. But I would suggest doing a Catback exhaust. It really increases the driving experience. It's so great being able to hear your car, and obviously I'm sure you want other people to be able to hear your car as well. My car is fitted with a CNT catted downpipe, and these are the 3.5 tip nameless axleback muffler deletes. I think they were like $400. I think it's the best bang for your buck when it comes to putting an exhaust on your car, because most of the exhaust systems, no matter how expensive they are, they sound the same. So this one sounds great. If you guys want to hear what it sounds like, I will post a link in the description below of the exhaust video for this car. Go ahead and check that out. So the last thing I would recommend if you're on a budget is to get yourself a Cobb Accessport. Now, I wouldn't recommend getting this and flashing your car and leaving it like that forever. I would definitely recommend getting yourself a Pro Tune at some point. But the Cobb Accessport is a great tool to make this car feel dramatically different from what it does stock. If you have the budget, obviously go for the downpipe, but if not, even just a stage 1 tune will make this car dramatically feel different. And if you're on a budget, those are probably the top 3 things that I would choose to do to make this car, or even a 15 plus WRX, feel dramatically different from what it does stock. Now, if you're going for exterior styling, there are definitely a couple key things you can do to make not only your WRX, but really any car in general, look a little bit more aggressive. The first thing I would recommend doing is definitely a front lip. It just increases the aggressiveness of the front end quite a bit. I would not recommend buying a really expensive front lip unless you just have the money to burn, because this is already my, I think, 3rd lip on this car, especially if you plan on being lower. I just bought this cheap one off of eBay, painted it. It looks pretty good, and if I do scrape it on something, it's not the end of the world. So the next thing I would recommend as far as exterior styling is probably a good set of coilovers. I would not recommend springs, because they are just going to wear out the stock shocks faster, and in the end, I guarantee you, you will not be happy with the springs, and you will want to either go lower or a better ride. So just save yourself the money and buy yourself a set of coilovers. Now, if you have extra money for bags, don't. Bags are for groceries. My car has a set of KW Variant 1 coilovers. I've had them for about 4 years now, and I have not had a single problem with them, so I would definitely recommend the KW brand. If not, there are some other a little bit cheaper brands out there that are just probably as good, but do some research on that and go with whatever you think suits you best. The last thing I would suggest you doing is getting yourself a nice set of wheels and tires. Stock wheels generally never really look too great on cars. Some are better than others, obviously, but I would definitely go with an 18-inch wheel if your car did not come with them already. These are RPF ones. They are 18 by 9.5 plus 38 with a 245 tire. Now, I'm fairly low with this car. Not slammed or anything, but I tried to give it a decently good stance. I did have to roll the fenders. Let's see, let's go from the back here. You can see that it's not perfectly flush, but it's pretty close. I would say about another 5 millimeters and it would be perfectly flush. But overall, it gives the car a pretty good stance. If you want something a little bit more aggressive, you could go with this same size wheel, and instead of a 245/40, you could put a 265/35 if you don't plan on being as low, to give it equally aggressive stance. Now, underneath the hood here, all I really have is a Cobb intake. A lot of people ask, is the intake necessary, or should I upgrade my intercooler? And that just depends on your budget and maybe even where you live. For most people, the stock intercooler, as long as you're not really going past stage 2, is just fine. Even the intake is not really necessary, but I will admit the intake does give you, some good turbo noise, and it's a cheap modification you can do as long as you're going to be running the stage 1 tune. So those are going to be the main things that I think are the best bang for the buck when it comes to modifying your Subaru, whether it be a WRX or an STI. I don't have too much else done to my car, only because I wanted it to be reliable. I didn't want to have to deal with a lot of problems, so I went with a very basic Pro-Tune Stage 2 setup. This car made 296 horsepower, 318 pound-feet of torque on 93 octane gas. If you really want more power, you could go with E85, but honestly, I don't feel like these cars are reliable enough for you to go with a big turbo setup and all that stuff without dumping just gobs of money into it, and at that point, I really don't think it's worth it. Anything else about my car? I guess I could say I do have the all-around lip kit. I have, the side skirts here, to go with the front lip. I am also have the HT Autos rear diffuser in the back. It was a cheap option for a diffuser. I think it was a couple of $100, but it really does make the back look good. I also have the painted lip here, trunk spoiler. You can get this on eBay. I think it was like $40 painted, shipped. So that was a great buy there. But yeah, I guess the other thing I do have is the rain guards, which is more of a rain thing than an appearance thing. But either way. Alright guys, that is going to do it for this video. If you have any other questions, go ahead and leave me a comment in the comment section below. I love talking to fellow Subaru owners about their cars as well. That's pretty much all I can say about it as far as mod wise. As usual, if you liked the video, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe, as I am trying to get to that 500 subscribers before the end of the year. But that's going to do it for this video. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.